Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you may be listening to this. I am Sutton Def, that is Simply AS10, and this is the Purple Rain Podcast. Actually, it's episode 42 of the Purple Rain Podcast. So that's the Pat Ricard episode, Project Pat, our boy. So big shout out to him. This episode is dedicated to him, for lack of better words. But Rain Gang, they're already checking in. Let me go ahead and see who's in here. The live streamers, those of you guys who aren't watching the live stream right now, you're going to want to make sure you watch the Purple Rain Podcast live, because that's how you're going to get the best experience out of it, man. If you're not watching it live, then what are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know. Not doing the right thing.
Definitely, we want you guys, even if you're not watching live, we appreciate you guys all the same. But we got the crew in here. Boz is in here. Yo, Rain Gang. Lunch Break Hot Take is in the building. Big shout out to those guys. Make sure you guys go ahead and check them out as well on YouTube. All right, Tyler is in the building too. Christopher Swain is in the building. We'll get to your question there in a minute. Cal is in here. My good friend Cal, she is in here. She gives a super sticker. Big shout out to Cal. Thank you so much for donating to the channel and supporting the channel. We appreciate you. April is in here. Don Shea is in here. Snipe Gang, Douglas, YouTube is in here. The whole Rain Gang is in full effect tonight. King Keel. Don't know if I've seen King Keel live before. So welcome. I don't know if it's your first time. Maybe you're a new addition to the Rain Gang. But real quick, Alex, I want to get how are you doing today, bro? How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We got so much news to talk about. Got so much is football stuff, and I cannot wait to get into it. So how are you doing though? You let me know.
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Like you said, we have a lot to talk about tonight. It's going to be a great episode. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button. Let's just get that out of the way real quick. If you are in here now, hit that like button. If you're new here, go and hit that subscribe button as well, because we've got a whole lot of Ravens content, NFL content, MMA content, possibly some soccer content coming your way soon too. So just be on the lookout for a lot more good things coming from the Purple Rain Podcast. Oh, we got another super chat donation coming from MMA Ike Turner. Says hashtag PRP. Thank you so much, Mike, man. We appreciate you. Yeah, we appreciate you, bro. Let's see here. Like I said, we got our guy Christopher Swain in here. Void says kids gotta eat. Yep, that's right. Kids gotta eat. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button. Let's see if we can get to like 50 likes within the next couple minutes or so. Maybe we'll see. Our guy Falou is in the building too. Tyler shouts out PSG.
Okay.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, so it's been a very interesting Monday so far. There's been some news. In the past couple of days since the last time we talked, guys. So we're going to get into all of that tonight. Let's see, our first topic of the day. Yes, it's going to be, pertaining to the title of this video. Justin Houston. Yeah. Justin Houston is visiting Baltimore on Tuesday, reportedly. You guys can see down below there his 2020 stats. What are you guys really thinking about Justin Houston maybe coming to Baltimore? I'm a big fan of it, as you guys probably already know. But Alex, I want to get your take on it. What is your take on Justin Houston possibly coming to Baltimore? How much does he really help the team? Well,
he couldn't be coming in on a better day. It's gonna be 66 degrees here tomorrow. Beautiful. A little bit of clouds, no rain like we have today. So hopefully he can maybe get some crab cakes, go to Jimmy's or something. But treat that man like royalty. He helps us out immensely, especially with what our needs are right now. Yeah. Veteran, dog, will bring you sacks. I mean, like he was at KC. He did really good. Went to Indianapolis, still kept producing at a high level. I mean, if the price is right, like the show, who says no?
Right.
But how do you feel about it? I mean, I know we both like it. When you sent me the tweet, when it got announced he was visiting, my guy sent me the tweet, and he just was super pumped about it. So I'm looking forward to hear what you guys say.
Yeah, man, absolutely. You know I love Justin Houston. The Rain Gang knows that as well. But real quick, before I get into my take, Darius the Official is in the building. He has our third super chat donation of the night. Big shout out to him. Thank you so much, man, for donating. Always supporting, always coming through. He says, "What's up, bros? How was y'all days today?" It was a pretty good day. Can't complain. How was your day, man? He says, just showing support as always. He says he's at Olive Garden. You a fan of Olive Garden, Alex?
I mean, who doesn't love some breadsticks and salad? I mean, who doesn't love it? I love me some Italian food.
I like Italian food too. I'm not gonna lie though. Last time I was at Olive Garden, I was very, very disappointed. I was let down, man.
It could have been. See, it depends where you go sometimes too. Because
then again, this was years ago, but
yeah. Why not a Rain Gang Purple Rain podcast live from Olive Garden? Who says no? Make it happen, Olive Garden.
Right. Big shout out to Darius, the official there. Let's see real quick. We've got our guy Rush in the building. Big shout out to our guy Rush. Rush was actually the winner of our giveaway that we did last week. He won the Purple Rain podcast shirt, the free shirt. That will be available for purchase soon too. So make sure you guys are still on the lookout for that. But big shout out, big congratulations to our guy Rush. He was the winner of the contest. So big shout out to him. Yeah. All right, so just my kind of take on Justin Houston visiting Baltimore. When I got this news originally, I was ecstatic. You guys can see the stats below. 19 solo tackles in 2020, 8 sacks in his 10th season. 8 sacks in your 10th season is pretty damn good by my standards, by NFL executive standards, by a lot of people's standards, general managers, all that. Yeah, 1 forced fumble and 8 tackles for loss. So his numbers are there, but it's not his numbers that really attract me to Justin Houston being a Raven. It's the intangibles, Alex. So it's the things that, what I mean? It's the things that are off the field, in between plays. You know what I mean? He's a vocal leader. He's shown that before. He did it in Indianapolis. He did it in the with the Chiefs as well. So I feel like why not come to the Ravens and do the exact same thing, And he'll be motivated. He's going to a team that is a Super Bowl contender, He's still playing at a high level. 8 sacks last season, 11 sacks the season before that.
8 tackles for loss too. I mean,
8 tackles for loss.
Setting the edge.
He's setting that edge, exactly, man. And like I said, just the intangibles are really what does it for me. When we talk about it all the time here on the Purple Rain podcast, the moniker "Play Like a Raven." Play like a Raven. I feel like Justin Houston would embody that. He would buy in super fast. Just having a guy like Justin Houston and Calais Campbell, 2 vets like that on our defense, they would be like 2 anchors. I feel like they would know that is their team. That's their defense, because we have a relatively young defense. We've got guys like Patrick Queen, Marlon Humphrey, Madubuike, guys like
Malik
that.
Harrison, Deshaun Elliott.
Exactly. We've got a lot of young guys, so why not bring another veteran presence, especially at a position of need right now, which is edge rusher, to be that guy to hype up the rest of the guys, So I'm a big fan. I'm all in on Justin Houston coming to the Baltimore Ravens, but that's just kind of my take on it. I'm going to get the Rain Gang's take, but what do you think about that, Alex?
I really can't go wrong. Go. I can't argue with that, basically. And I know it may not be the flashy signing, but we just lost Matt Judon and Yannick Ngakoue. And I know that people weren't the biggest fans of Judon, but I think we'll miss his presence. And we will miss – he would get streaky with the sacks, let's be honest. I mean, he would have 3 one game, 0 the next 5. So he had 6 sacks over 10 games. It's like, wow, like, okay. But they only occurred in 2 games. So with Houston, I mean, did his sacks occur in bunches, or was it kind of just spread out?
I'd have to take a look at that. I've not looked actually, but the thing about it, I mean, 8 sacks is 8 sacks. If you ask me, you know what I mean? When no other Raven sniffed 5, I believe, last season. Yeah. So I mean, if a guy goes out and gets 8 sacks, that's huge. That's huge, right? And I think it's just a matter of actually getting the sack, because we got close. We got really close a lot last year. We had a lot of quarterback pressures, hurries, and things like that. But we weren't getting home. We need somebody who's going to get home, because that really changes the pace of a drive. That changes the tone of a drive. Like when you get home and you sack the quarterback and you get a tackle for loss like that. So just bringing a guy like that in who's actually going to finish, it would it would pay dividends for us, I think. And I feel like we can get him at a pretty decent price too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll be more than 10 mil, maybe 7 with incentives. And I think that's pretty fair. I mean, but then again, Melvin Ingram's out there, and a guy anonymous, I see you. He said, don't forget Olivier Vernon. He's pretty underrated, and I want to talk about him in a little bit, because I actually watched him today, and I am very impressed with him. But if the Ravens truly want you, you're not going to leave here without a deal. Look at Sammy Watkins. He had a visit to Indy. Where's he at? In Baltimore. So if we do like him, he will be a Raven. Let's be honest.
And I think we do like him. I think that's the whole reason why we're bringing him to Baltimore in the first place. So, and I see somebody in the chat here says, I believe it was from my guy, Deshaun. Yes, it was. Deshaun 91, thank you so much for joining the stream tonight, bro. He says, but he's going to be 33. Is he actually going to get 8 sacks here, like in Baltimore? Unique was better and barely did anything in our scheme. Okay, see, my thing about getting a Justin Houston and bring him in, he just had an 11 sack season 2 years ago in 2019. So you guys remember that season where Lamar won MVP, right? We went 14-2. That doesn't seem like it was too long ago, right? That's right, because it wasn't. It wasn't that long ago. And that season, Justin Houston happened to notch 11 sacks. Yeah. And this past season in 2020, he had 8 sacks. And I think coming to a Ravens team where, you know, putting a Justin Houston along with a Wink Martindale and alongside a Calais Campbell, I feel like that only elevates his play. I feel like it only elevates his play. I feel like we can get a really good year, maybe two out of Justin Houston. And like you said, he's 33, but I feel like he's still got some left in the tank. He's got some left in the tank for sure.
And you got to be patient because you know how the Ravens are.
Yeah.
With comp picks. If this signing were to occur, I believe it'll be after May 3rd because it won't count against the comp pick. So,
no, shoot. I mean, Alex, let me ask you about that really quick, though, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So, like with the whole comp pick formula and everything like that, we as Ravens fans, the whole flock, we know what the Ravens like to do with the comp pick formula. They like to stockpile those things and, you know, just leave them for later. Yep. But do you agree with that philosophy that the Ravens take in this approach? In this managing approach, like, what do you think about that? Do you think that we should just go out and get our guy if we want him? And just say forget about the compensatory pick, or what do you think?
Yeah, because we already got screwed once because we're getting 2 fourths for Judon and Ngakoue because they didn't get the contracts we thought they would get. So we're getting a third next year for David Culley. Cool. I get you like your picks, but the third or fourth round pick you're giving up, will that player produce like Justin Houston? Will he bring that presence like Justin Houston?
Is he going to get 8 sacks?
Right. I mean, it's not Chase Young we're talking about that's going to be available.
Right.
So I think if you like him a lot, you sign him. Doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. Definitely agree there, bro. Let's see what else we have here from the Rain Gang. We'll get you guys' opinions on Justin Houston. You guys are saying a lot here. You guys are saying a lot. So, Alex, if you don't mind, you know, you can always help me out and see what there is to talk about here.
So I see Void ask about the comp pick for Jihad Ward. I think both of us wanted to keep Jihad Ward. Is that true? I know I want to keep him.
Oh, yeah. Definitely want to keep Jihad Ward for sure.
I'm not sure if his contract will allow him. If so, maybe a 6th round pick, depending if he reaches his incentives. I'll have to take a look on that probably later in the show. Just remind me we can talk about that.
Okay. Let's see. Anonymous, our guy Anonymous says, Ravens are only cheap on offense. On defense, if they want a player, they will go get them. Well, we did just go get Sammy Watkins, but we did get him for a really good price. So I understand your point there. Yeah.
5 years. I mean, $5 million with a $1 million incentive. Come on now.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question just to Chris Wayne. He says he's leaning towards Melvin Ingram. Let us know why. And I mean, I wouldn't be mad with Melvin Ingram either, would you? Let's say Houston goes to a different team. Would you be happy with Ingram?
I would, but I definitely think that would call for an even better draft pick at edge from, you know, this upcoming draft. Because I feel like we need to go ahead and sign one of these vet guys, and then we just need to draft a younger guy and just have those 2 guys. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I just let us know, Chris, on why you think Melvin Ingram, for sure, why you're leaning his way. Real quick, Tanja Bowman says, hey, Rain Gang. What's up, Tanja? Thank you for joining the stream tonight. Make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, anything else you've seen in here we could talk about?
I see Void says, what has our pass rush development been like? Drafting might be a safer option. Most recently, Jalen Ferguson.
Yeah. And it's very tough. It's very tough for like the Ravens to draft edge rusher because edge rusher is such. When it comes to like the really talented ones, the supply is very low in most drafts. And since supply is very low, that means demand is very high. You know, that's just basic economics. And the Ravens, since we're always a pretty good team, we're always picking within that 20 to like 30 range, you know, so we're not getting like those top guys. We'll never sniff a Chase Young, like one of those.
Think about it.
You know,
when we're up high, look who we got. Number 5, number 6 overall, Ronnie Stanley. Number 16, Marlon Humphrey. And what do those 2 just get? Monster contract because they're all pros.
Right. Exactly. So let's see what else you guys have in here. I've seen a lot of good stuff. Thank you guys so much for, putting your comments and sounding off down in the chat room. If you're watching the replay to this stream, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments down below. That way we can get to them after the stream. But thank you all for joining and watching, of course. Let's see. Deshaun91, he also says, this comp pick obsession alone warrants criticism for EDC. Why are we basing our free agency moves on 4 to 6 round picks?
I'll go even further. I'm going to say Ozzy on that one because we were doing it way before EDC was GM. I know Ozzy would love his comp picks too. I don't know. I don't know why we're just obsessed with it. Maybe because they want to try so hard to get more players, but I would love to see, go back and see who we got with our comp picks and see if it actually panned out. Yeah, that might be a different video. How the Ravens comp picks really worked out. We can definitely look at that in the future.
We can look into that for sure. Definitely, I like that idea. Let's see. Christopher Swain says, do not neglect the kind of guy someone can be in the locker room, meeting room, cafeteria, etc. Character is way more important than how good you are on the field. That is important. That's true. That's why I said the intangibles with a Justin Houston. I feel like that would be great for the Ravens locker room, for that young nucleus on the defense. Yeah. A lot of good combo tonight, guys. A lot of good combo.
I see Chris is giving his Melvin Ingram point, so we can bring them up when he's done.
Oh, yeah.
And Travis Dow says, the more picks we have, the better chance we have to move up and get guys we really like or need. Look at that Lamar draft pick. That's the only thing I can think of, to be honest. That's how I play Madden and get as many picks as I can and just try to move on up. I mean,
just try to trade,
man. We'll have to see.
Quick, another thing too, if you guys want to, I saw somebody before the live stream actually went live. You guys asked, somebody asked if we're ever going to do a mock draft here on the Purple Rain podcast channel before the draft. Draft is in about 2 weeks and some change. So if you guys would like to see us do a mock draft live here on the show, maybe we'll do it Thursday. You never know. If there's no new news, maybe we'll do a mock draft on Thursday. But like the video if you would like to see that. Like the video anyway. But, if you do want to see that, then, yeah. Real quick, our guy Gerald is in the building. Gerald Lawson. He says, what up, Ravens Nation? Welcome.
What's up, Gerald?
What's up, Gerald? Thank you so much for joining tonight, man. Always coming through, always supporting. Yeah, he's a legend. He is a legend.
Let's
see.
He knows this.
All right, so let's bring up Christopher Swain's points here on Melvin Ingram.
Okay.
Let's see. So Christopher Swain, he says, number 1, versatility. You need this in football, but especially in Wink's scheme. He puts his outside linebackers everywhere, not just in a 5 or a 9 technique, but also maybe in a 3 or 2 tech as well. Okay. Yeah, good point. Christopher Swain says Melvin he's been shown to line up both inside and outside. Wink likes versatility in his scheme. He likes people who can rush from both inside and outside. Remember Zadarius Smith? He could rush outside. That's true.
Okay.
That's true. And inside. He could rush outside and inside. I think most of his sacks came off of rushing off of guards. Good points. Good points, man. I do like Melvin Ingram for sure.
And he's had one more. Where is it at? Melvin can do the same thing. You can line him up inside and outside. If you pull up the NFL Game Pass film session video, he breaks down some of his film and how versatile he is.
Yeah,
we'll have to watch
definitely
that.
Have to look into that for sure.
If he were to sign here, I would definitely have to watch that, and we can definitely talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we will, for sure. Most definitely. Thank you, Christopher Swain. Yeah, big shout out to him. Always bringing in some football insight, some knowledge of his own. Yes. It's a big shout out to Christopher Swain. We appreciate him. Let's see what else we have from you guys about Justin Houston, the whole comp pick formula before we move on. Let's see. Deshaun91 comments again. He's coming with the hot takes tonight. Says, why are people so confident in our 32nd ranked wide receiver group, but they're desperate for a pass rusher? Priorities, people. So he's prioritizing getting a wide receiver over getting a pass rusher. But see, my only problem with that, Deshaun, is that pass rusher is a glaring need. It's our biggest need by far. It's not even a question or a secret. We have no pass rushers right now, plain and simple. So I think that our biggest priority is definitely going to be that edge for sure. Wide receiver is something that we've addressed in free agency. We made our splash, our quote unquote splash. We got our Sammy Watkins. We'll probably get a receiver in the draft. Maybe first round, we may make another splash, get a Terrace Marshall, Rashad Bateman. That would surprise a lot of people. But yeah, I think priorities is definitely edge first. Definitely edge first.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think we're gonna get a receiver in the draft. I don't know when. Yeah. Depends who's at 27. And if they're not there, I can say just move back down. But we'll see. I have faith.
And Click One says here, what route are we going in the first round of the draft if we do get Justin Houston? Are we still going pass rusher? Are we going wide receiver? Or are we going center?
I'm going BPA, best player available.
Okay.
I don't want to reach for a center if they're not worthy of the 27th pick. And then you're reaching. Then you have a first round tag on somebody. It's like, okay, well, he's supposed to perform. That might be too much pressure on him. So if a safety is there that we like, or a corner, because we love the corners, because corner depth is one of the most important just depths in. And you know how the Ravens corners are.
Yeah.
They will get hurt. I hate saying it, but they will get hurt. But if we were to sign a veteran pass rusher, I'd say interior O-line, then edge, and then receiver. But it can all flip-flop. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely could. Devon Johnson says, what is up, Rain Gang? What's up, Devon Johnson? Appreciate you for coming through, joining the stream tonight. We also have our guy Engraven Viz, none other than, he says, y'all both been pretty busy today, simply dropping the Towson video and Sutton hopping on Sunny Stream. Shout out to the grind. Hey man, we get it all. The inspiration is from you, man. You know all about it, man. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe if you aren't already to Engraven Videos, because listen, man, he's the plug. He's the plug. For sure. Let's see. What else we have? Gerald Lawson, he actually agrees with you. Simply, he says, I'm excited for this upcoming draft. I know it's been said numerous times, but I want to see the Ravens draft the best player available in the first round. Yeah.
I just think we all just want our team to get better. At that point, as long as it's not like a quarterback, this best player available. I mean, there's obvious positions we don't need. Quarterback, running back, tight end in first round, we don't need that. Linebacker, no. So just somebody, like you said, who can step in day one and make this team a better team all around. Queen, I mean, he stepped in because we had like no linebackers. This time last year, who was our linebackers? LJ Ford. That is all we had. We go into the draft, we get Queen and Harrison, and then we had a couple guys backing up. So draft night's going to be a fun night. And I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a very, very fun night. Big shout out to Gerald Lawson. Let's see. I think there was one more thing that I wanted to bring up here.
Okay.
Emmanuel Sapa says Houston is 33 years old. You still need to get an edge in the draft. And yes, we agree. We agree. We definitely agree. Now, I mean, the draft class this year, it's deep with a lot of edge defensive ends. Now, there's not a lot of guys who are, bring in and they can start their first year.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of those guys. So if we were to get an edge rusher, I think that it may be in that second round. I'm projecting, actually today, a mock draft with Sonny from SDG Sports Channel earlier today. And I had Carlos Basham. Remember we talked about Carlos Basham on last week's episode? Yeah, Wake Forest guy. I could see us drafting a guy like that, or maybe a Gregory Rousseau or somebody like that. For sure. So we'll definitely have to address edge in the draft. You're absolutely right about that, Emmanuel, for sure.
I have a weird feeling we're going to get Jalen Phillips, though. I mean, I don't know why. It just kind of, I feel like it's going to happen. I don't know why.
Did you check him out?
That weird... From Miami?
Yeah, you checked him out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just get a weird feeling we're going to get. I don't know why. I'm not saying I love it. I'm not saying hate it. I just feel like it might happen.
That would be dope. Because I remember we were talking about him last week, and you said that you were going to take a look at him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another thing that Christopher Swain said about Melvin Ingram, he says his burst off the ball is really good as well. Really good at executing inside moves. Yeah, that's important, man. I love an edge rusher. Well, not an edge rusher, just a defensive end who can make a good inside move, man. There's nothing more terrifying to a quarterback than seeing his left or right tackle try to post outside to stop the edge rush, the outside rush, and the guy just makes a stab towards the inside. Now he's got a free lane running right at the quarterback, man. There's nothing more terrifying than that if you're a QB, I promise. But all right, so let's go ahead and move on from Justin Houston here. That is kind of like the biggest news of this week, and hopefully we'll have some even bigger news for you on Thursday. Maybe we'll actually put Well, we won't put pen to paper, I'm sure, because the Ravens, they'll probably come to a handshake deal. Yeah, a gentleman's agreement and something like that. But that just kind of leads us into more AFC North talk. There's more pass rushers circulating around AFC North teams and things like that. Another one is going to be Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
Clowney to Cleveland. How are you feeling about that?
Former number one overall pick out of South Carolina.
Yeah, real quick before we get into this, we have 70 people watching live right now. Big shout out to all of you guys who are watching the Purple Rain podcast live. Make sure you like the video. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe as well, because that's the way the kids eat. Isn't that right?
I mean, listen, how many likes are we at right now? We're at 46.
Okay.
Really? 46?
I think we could do better.
Not even crumbs at this point. Not even crumbs, bro. Come on. I need 50. Pump that up. Let's go. I know we can do it.
Right. But I mean, in the words of Marcus Peters, I think we're not done yet. So yeah, you guys continue to like that video, and we appreciate you guys for coming through the live stream tonight. But Jadeveon Clowney has been rumored. He's expected reportedly to go to Cleveland and sign with them. What do you make of all this, Alex? Like, I saw this news earlier today, and I'm like, Jadeveon Clowney, we're talking about him again? Okay, cool. I mean, I feel like he's personally underrated a little bit. He doesn't really live up to that Jadeveon Clowney name. He really doesn't. I mean, you got to think.
He's underrated, like, you think, because I definitely think he hasn't lived up to number one overall pick.
Did I say underrated or overrated? I said overrated. No, I think he's overrated. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit overrated. You can see his 2020 stats. It's not just because of that, guys. You see 14 solo tackles, no sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 4 tackles for loss last season. But it's not just because of that. I just don't think that he's like a good fit for Baltimore, because I know Baltimore is another team that was reportedly interested in Jadeveon Clowney, but I just don't think that he's the right fit. We know he's the type of guy. He doesn't like training camps. He doesn't like OTAs. He doesn't really like, doing things that he doesn't want to do. And I don't think that attitude necessarily, or that personality, would fit in the Ravens locker room on that defense. What do you think about that, though?
I'll tell you a little fun fact. I see our guy Emmanuel Sapis knows it too. Clowney has never had 10 sacks in the season. I'll tell you this: if he were to go to Cleveland, him and Myles Garrett, that's scary. I would expect him to maybe challenge that number, because having Myles Garrett and having me on the other side is still scary, because Myles Garrett is one of the two. But like Chris says, he is disruptive. But he gets hurt, and that's why he didn't have any sacks last year. He was out for the season with Tennessee. Yeah. He probably just didn't want to play there because we just went into Tennessee and stomped their logo, as we should have. And also, let's talk about the character issues. Why has, I think Seattle and Tennessee, he signed, after training camp.
Yeah.
Why is that? So, do you really want that? You let me know. I think if they go to Clowney, that is actually it's not an improvement over Olivier Vernon. I think they're downgrading from him.
Yeah, I agree, for sure. Jadeveon Clowney, Snipe Gang says, I think Clowney might price himself out of Cleveland's range. Yeah. Another thing that I know, and big shout out to Engraven, because I was listening to his video earlier, and he was saying the same thing. He was saying maybe this is all like a ploy from the Ravens and Eric DaCosta faking their interest in Jadeveon Clowney, so the price can be, the value, the stock value of Jadeveon Clowney can get higher, and Cleveland could possibly overpay for him. So that's another possibility, and that would be chestnut checkers from Eric DaCosta. Chestnut checkers.
Do you expect anything less?
Yeah.
I mean, also, the Colts are interested too.
Yeah.
So it's between the Colts, Ravens, Browns, and his flight got delayed. Maybe a GM picked up and said, "Listen, bro, we'll pay you more than whatever Cleveland wants you to, and you can sign after training camp as long as you give me a gentleman's agreement." You never know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Christopher Swain here, he says, Jadeveon Clowney is really disruptive and violent with his hands. Hasn't reached double-digit sacks yet, but I think he's more of a disruptive player. Health is the only issue. Yeah. I mean, when he is healthy, he's really good at setting the edge, things like that, which is good against, in the AFC North, especially going against teams like the Ravens with a guy like Lamar Jackson, where they do a lot of outside runs and QB power and thing like that. Imagine It's third and less than 5. Everybody in the building knows where the ball is going if the Ravens are on offense. Lamar Jackson's probably going to take this himself and try to get that first down, right? If you have Jadeveon Clowney, a guy like that who can set the edge, and maybe not let them get that edge and or get that corner for a Dobbins or a Lamar run, that could definitely get you from third down to fourth down and, get you the ball back. So they're playing some chestnut checkers too. They definitely want a guy like that who is disruptive, because if you're disruptive against a good running team, because listen, man, everybody knows good running teams, they're very reliant. Every game is won or lost in the trenches, but good running teams, like, they need good execution up front against the opposing team's front seven in order to really be effective. And if Clowney's really being disruptive on that defensive line, that could pose problems for the Ravens. Definitely could.
It could.
Yeah. Real quick here before we get into anything else, our guy Asmodeus leaves a super chat donation. Big shout out to Asmodeus. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.
He says EDC is playing Go, not chess or checkers. Enjoy your McFlurry from Sonic and a Coney Island dog from Wendy's. Thank you, Asmodeus.
How thoughtful. What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
What a guy. Thank you so much for donating to the channel, Asmodeus. We truly do appreciate it.
I see we have our guy Ungod in here too. Everybody's coming through tonight. Everybody's coming through. I mean, do you expect anything else?
Big shout out to Ungod. He says Alex with the Arsenal jersey and Sutton looking beautiful per usual. That is a nice jersey.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. But Kaio Saka's in the back. I expect. Watch out for him. Yeah, his name will be hearing a lot. Remember that.
Okay. I've been seeing the name Martinelli a lot lately.
Maybe, yes.
I don't know who it is.
We'll talk about Martinelli. Of course.
We'll talk about him. Let's see.
That warms my heart knowing you know who he is. That actually warms my heart. Thank you.
I pay attention. Let's see. A guy, Bruh Moment, says, can we appreciate how well we've held Myles Garrett in check for the past couple years? Yeah. Stanley and Orlando have done a really good job. Yeah. I like that.
Ronnie Stanley is so good at his job. And I think it just took him to get hurt to see how important he was. And same with Orlando Brown Jr. Like, having those two is like the equivalent to having Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt as running backs, because you have two great tackles. So, man. Hopefully, Orlando Brown wants to stay here, because I don't know where he's going to go in a better situation.
That would be dope. If Orlando Brown were to stay. Justin Ekman says, what's up, boys? What's up, Justin? Thank you for joining the stream tonight, man. Welcome. Tanja says, the Browns mentioned they want Clowney for Lamar. It could be a problem with Myles Garrett. He can help take pressure off of Clowney. Yeah, that's true. They're going to take pressure off of each other, and it's going to be kind of scary.
And they
playing
got
in the
Jackson.
AFC North. Yeah, they upgraded on defense. They really did. The Browns are a problem, and I know you've been saying it. You've been saying it for a while now, but they are going to be a very big challenge for us.
There he goes. Pain. It's just me now. Okay, well, back to the whole Browns thing. The fact that they now have, if they could get Clowney or if they could get anybody else, they have Garrett, they still have Mac Wilson, they have John Johnson. I don't think Taki's any good. They have Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, and then he's back. I'm just talking about the Browns.
We're back.
All right, cool. I mean, the defense is pretty good. I think if they get another linebacker, I think then I will consider them a contender. But I think them without Odell is so much better with Odell, which kind of scares me. Like, what if they trade? If they trade him and get somebody, that makes it even scarier. He's luxury at this point.
Hold on, say that again, bro.
I said I think them having Odell Beckham Jr. is just a luxury at this point because they don't really need him.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that, bro. But I think that they're very close to being legitimate contenders. If Baker Mayfield can take that next step, into being like a, because we saw like later last season, Baker played pretty well.
Yeah,
he played pretty well. He had that one game where he threw like 5 touchdowns. I can't remember who that was against.
He had a good game against the Titans. That playoff win, it's a win nonetheless. Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot give that to him. I can't. That was more the Steelers shooting themselves in the foot and the Browns winning the game. But it's a win. It doesn't matter.
Right. Let's see. Ron TV says, I don't want to see the Browns. The Browns are looking pretty scary.
I want to see him. Bring it on.
The Rush says, defense got to humble Baker Mayfraud, JK. But they're going to be a threat that we cannot take lightly. That's true. That's so true, Rush. It's going to be very interesting to see because you see how close they played us last season. You know, they played us very
Second
close
game.
last season. The
Second game. Not the first game.
You know,
Not the first 38-6.
Yeah, not the first game, but the second game. They played us very close, and they were playing some really good football down the stretch. So,
do you think it would have been as close if Lamar doesn't get the cramps? And if he actually has on the right damn cleats? Because I was rewatching that today. That's how Olivier Vernon got one of his sacks, and Lamar hit the cleats. He didn't fix them until mid-second quarter. He fixes them cleats early. He's breaking off another run, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, but just the way that game was going, though, it was so back and forth. I feel like it would have been close regardless, you know?
Okay.
Okay, let's see. We have another super chat donation coming from the Spirit of Ogun. Big shout out to our guy Ogun.
Thank you.
He says, if you are ADC, what would you do in the draft / trade OBJ? It's like,
I guess he could use him to move up.
Could, yeah. I've been hearing a lot of that talk lately. What do you think about that?
I mean, depends who we're talking about. We can start looking at picks, start looking at who would be interested. And I see a fraud page. I'm not going to say their name. They said that we've been in talks with the Chiefs. Why would we trade Orlando Brown to the Chiefs? Does that make any sense to you?
No.
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense. Like that, I don't understand why we would ever. We shouldn't even trade him to anybody in the AFC. You know,
exactly. If there's one thing I will give the Texans, the fact that they didn't trade DeAndre Hopkins to an AFC team. That's all. The only positive of that. Why should he go to an AFC team? Like, send him out of the conference. I mean, there's teams out that the Bears, one of them, I'm pretty sure. I know Washington was interested in him, and somebody else too. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not. No.
All right, let's see. Big shout out to our guy Spirit of Ogun for the donation there. Big shout out to everybody who's donating, who's, you know, even if you're not donating and you're putting in your thoughts, comments, and opinions, coming through, supporting. Thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already. 80 people watching live right now.
56 likes. 56. All right.
Okay, there we go. I like that. Okay, we're getting somewhere.
Can we get to 78 for Orlando Brown Jr.? Why not?
Ooh, I like that. I like that. 78's the goal. Y'all heard the man. Like the video. Let's get it to 78 likes. All right, let's see. Kayla Sports says, big shout out to Kayla Sports, by the way. He says, I'm not worried about Clowney to the Browns because Clowney played alongside J.J. Watt and never got 10 sacks.
That is a good point. I mean, I would be worried about him, but not as a pass rusher. I mean, he had a good game when he was with Seattle and we played them up there, I think in 2019. He helped stop Mark Ingram, and that was different Mark Ingram than we saw. But passing game wise, I wouldn't be as worried. But he can set the edge and he can stop our run. So we'll see. But it might even happen. Run stopper.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. John James says, "Rain Gang, what's up? What's good, John? How are you tonight, man?
How you doing?
All right, we'll take a couple more things on Clowney to Cleveland, then we'll move on here. I see Emmanuel Sapa says the Browns have had the best roster in the AFC North for 3 years and still haven't won it yet.
They haven't come above third place since 07. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Did somebody say Brown slander? Because I'm with it right now. I love me some Brown slander.
Yeah. Andrew Sakara says the biggest problem the Browns bring is that offensive line. It allows them to be dangerous, not allowing much pressure. They are top 5 O-line, maybe top 3.
I'll go top 3. Definitely top 3.
I mean, that's the thing, man. We need to get pressure on Baker Mayfield. You know, we don't want the last thing we want Baker Mayfield is comfortable. We want him going off script, right? We want him with the pocket breaking down and having to scramble out and improvise and make something happen. In which case, hopefully, we have some guys who. Maybe whether it be through draft, maybe it's a Justin Houston, guys that can track him down and take him down because the more we sack the quarterback, the better, especially in our division. We're going up against guys like Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow now, who can make things happen. They can make things happen, but we got to put the pressure on them.
Ben. I mean, that's how we beat them so bad week 1. I know Bowser had a sack, Queen had a sack. We were applying pressure the whole game.
Yeah.
I know it was week 1, and I'm not going to because it was a weird season last year, but the fact that we got pressure – Baker looks scared. And when you get to him, what can he do? I mean, they lost to Chad Henne last in the playoffs. So as long as you can just get that pressure and make him comfortable, the mistakes will occur. So
Yeah. The more Baker mistakes, the better, for sure.
Yeah. Baker's turnovers.
Yeah, real quick. Anonymous says, this is the Patrick Ricard episode, Playoff P. Yes, sir. You already know what it is. Episode 42 of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you all for joining the stream tonight. And thank you for watching the replay. If you're watching after the fact, hello. Thank you, guys.
Hi.
Yeah. All right. So, Voice says, the Cleveland Clowns getting clowny. How fitting. Oh, be nice. Be nice, boy. Be nice.
No. Nah, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
All right, guys. So let's see. All right. We'll move on here to our, I guess just kind of, we'll kind of touch on this and then we'll move on because we've already talked about pass rusher enough tonight. But just kind of rounding it all out.
Okay.
The state of the pass rush for the Baltimore Ravens. What is the plan at pass rush? And here's the question to the Rain Gang. What would you necessarily like for the Ravens to do? Do you want them to go out and dream scenario? Your dream scenario. Do you want them to draft X, Y, and Z player? Do you want them to sign X, Y, and Z player, or do you want a little bit of both? You guys can let us know if if there's any specific names you guys want them to sign or draft, things like that. But what is the plan? And Alex, I want to get your take on it too. What is the immediate action? What should be the next step to addressing pass rusher? What's your dream scenario?
Signing a vet, 100%. I get the comp picks, but if you really like a player and if you really think he can improve us, why don't you go and get him?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And then let me while you give yours, let me just check and see. I just want to see where a certain player was drafted.
Okay.
We can go in. And just let me check what round he was in.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, for sure, I think we should definitely sign a vet. Signing a vet is probably the number one priority, if you ask me. And I see a lot of you guys are saying that in the chat as well. But then just going out and drafting a guy who can just be a homegrown talent. He's cheap talent for years to come. And possibly we can mold a star. Maybe we can mold a star. Who knows? But let's see here. You have it pulled up yet, Alex? Or?
Yeah. So
okay.
122nd pick in the 2015 draft.
Yeah.
It's Darius Smith. I know he didn't blossom until his contract year, but if you can get a guy in the right pick and just groom him, look what he can be. So I think signing a vet and getting a guy, I'm not saying high, maybe third and fourth round, there you go. Or if the guy is there in the first round, you take him.
Yeah.
Because EDC was talking about how we need to get to the quarterback. It's really quick, so we'll see. The ball comes out in 1.8 seconds or something. We'll see.
Yeah. You definitely need. I feel like we need that vet on the one side, and then we need the just the younger guy on the other side. Maybe a guy with a lot of speed. Maybe one of these freak athletes in the draft. I don't know, like a Jason Oweh or somebody like that who runs I think he ran a 4.4 or something, 4.3, 4.4, something crazy like that. You get a speed edge rusher like that. I feel like that could work wonders for us because you got to think we've still got Derek Wolfe, we've still got Calais Campbell, we've still got guys like Brandon Williams who are going to be basically sucking in the defensive the defensive line. Or the offensive line, rather. And it's going to leave space on the outside for those edge rushers to get home. So if we have a speed guy, I feel like that will work really well. And if we have a veteran guy opposite him, that could work really well for us, too. But let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. I see we have a super chat donation here. We'll go ahead and get to that. First, that's going to come from our guy, Shamil Malik. Okay. Says draft edge round 1 and round 3. Double dip at edge. Okay. Round 1 and round 3. So you're saying you really want some homegrown talent.
He's saying pull what we did last year, getting Queen and then Malik Harrison.
Ooh, double dip. Okay.
Okay, now, I'm gonna ask you this. Would you sign a veteran pass rusher too? This is him. I just want to see what he says because we can definitely talk about that too. But how'd you feel with that? First and third, maybe first and fourth?
I'm not mad at it. I would not be mad at it. Honestly, it really depends on what we do in terms of signing a vet. If we sign a vet, I don't mind drafting edge. Maybe not round 1 though.
Okay.
Maybe not round 1. I feel like we can probably finesse some good edge talent later in the draft, and those higher picks like that round 1. Like I said, if a Bateman or a Terrace Marshall is there, I say you go ahead and take them. Yeah. I still say that. I stand by that. But I mean, I do like the idea of getting some younger talent and some guys that you don't have to pay for a couple years. I like the idea, Malik, but let us know if you would still like us to sign a veteran pass rusher as well.
I see Void says, remember Tim Williams? Oh boy, I do. Unfortunately, speed rushers don't fit well. Yeah, we drafted him and Bowser in that draft. He was from Bama, and I was like, wow, like we got our 2 future pass rushers, like post Terrell Suggs. And I'll be honest, Bowser was like a bust too. He was, but he turned it around. Tim Williams, I think his head was way too high, way too big. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, I think that was Dean Pease back then too. So let's see if Wink has anything different. But we'll have to just trust the process, trust the front office at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Malik has a follow up to what you said. He says exactly. Alex hit it on the head, and yes, go ahead and get the veteran. McPhee is 32. Bowser is emerging. Ferguson is raw. Get a proven cheap veteran like Justin Houston. Real quick, is Jalen Ferguson a bust?
Oh, I wouldn't say bust, but coming when he broke Terrell Suggs' sack record coming out of college.
Yeah.
Maybe the numbers in college don't tell the whole story.
Yeah, I mean he would definitely be. Yeah, man. That's interesting though, because he's still rostered by the Ravens, and we see him every now and again, but he just doesn't seem to ever really be making a big impact on things, which is what you want. You want a big impact player, and he really doesn't seem to be it. So that's why I was asking if you think that he is a bust or not. Yeah, because he seems like a bust. Tanja agrees. He seems like a bust. I'm not gonna lie. But let's see, we have another. Oh my goodness, we have another super chat donation again.
I'm walking off.
Oh my gosh, man!
Thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna walk off because I kind of have to comprehend that.
Big thank you, man. We can't thank you enough, Gerald. Just the legend. Gerald pulling up from deep, man. Always, man, from downtown.
From even from the logo. I'm talking full court, like the full court press is on.
Yeah,
literally, he has to heat it up there.
Right, he's pulling up from the tunnel. Big shout out to Gerald. Can't thank you enough, man. Always.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Man, the GOAT. You guys see it. The legend from deep. The GOAT. From the logo, bang, the Mike Breen.
Can we get the bang, like the audio real quick?
We're gonna get that. I think we're definitely gonna get that in here. I'm gonna try to work out a nice little soundboard or something.
Every time it's like a dono, just bang.
Right. Wow. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be funny. Wow, big shout out to you. Thank you so much, Gerald. We really do appreciate it.
KLI says Gerald bought the kids custody.
Hey man, he's right. Hey, big shout out to Ogun as well. Ogun leaves a donation too. Big shout out to Ogun. Thank you so much for donating. Thank all of you guys tonight. You guys
Everybody's going.
Yeah, you guys are going crazy. You guys are going crazy. Bang, bang, bang. Everybody. He says, I would sign a vet. Then if Marshalls or Bateman are off the board, then immediately get that speed rusher that's on the board. Okay. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Okay. See, I like where your head's at, Ogun.
I'll be honest. I think Bateman will be there. I think Marshall won't. And I want Marshall over Bateman. I think we talked about it last episode. Bateman kind of can be like a Perryman type thing. So we'll see. But you know who I really want?
Who's that?
Look what Rush just said. That's what I
want. See our guy Rush. Oh man, I know who you want, man.
I want Dollar, man. Come on now. Ice in the veins. Ice in the veins.
Oh, our guy Jay Bird is back. Jay Bird says Iguodala with the rock. What's good, Jay Bird? Appreciate you for coming through tonight, man. All right. So let's see what else.
I see Anonymous. He said he donated $50. Can you free me now, Anonymous? Give me a reason why I should free you, because you're stuck down there.
Oh.
Give me one reason why, and when you come back to me.
All right, let's see here real quick. Emmanuel Sapa says Jalen Ferguson, he wasn't drafted high enough to be a bust. Oh, and he played at Louisiana Tech, not the best division of college football. True. I get that.
Only Ravens legends come from Louisiana Tech. Kenneth Dixon went there too. Wow. Let me just take you guys back real quick.
Yeah. Let's see. Another thing. Taquan Christian says, my guys, and what's up, Rain Gang? What's up, Taquan?
What's up? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, thank you for joining the stream. Hemo4 says we should trade down the pick and then take Jason Owe. There's been a lot of talk around Jason O lately, man.
Did you watch the Ravens final drive today? Because they were talking about that. Like, he's being mocked to come here. And they're saying, like,
Really?
don't look at the sacks. Like, just look at what he can do, physical-wise, ability-wise. And I was, like, I want to open up my mind to it, but as I was making his highlights, it's kind of hard to, like, be an edge rusher and just have no sacks. I'm kind of worried about that.
Yeah,
it scares me, I'll be honest.
The last thing we need is a guy who cannot close out on sacks. That's the last thing that we need.
It scares me.
Yeah, definitely very scary. But okay. Let's see. Click one says trade up to 1 to get Pitts. The way it's looking, man, Kyle Pitts, he's going to be a top 5 pick. He's going to be a top 5 pick. And just a month ago, he was projected like top 15. Maybe some mocks even had him top 20. But now just, the more, and that's the thing about like nowadays, man, with social media and just all the media outlets now, like if a guy gets a head of steam in terms of like popularity and things like that, his draft stock just shoots through the roof. So
yeah, I might get some hate for this, but we're talking stock. I don't see the Mac Jones hype. I really don't.
Me neither. I don't see it either.
And if we're talking about character issues, 2-3 DUIs, why is nobody talking about this? Name me the last good quarterback from Alabama. A.J. McCarron?
Yeah.
I don't see the Mac Jones hype, nor will I ever see the Mac Jones hype. Never.
I don't see it either. I mean, he's not like a super mobile guy, dynamic guy, you know what I mean? Which is where the league is moving towards nowadays. And for whatever reason, there's a lot of mock drafts who just keep putting him higher and higher. Some mocks have him higher than Justin Fields. And I'm just like, bro, did you see what Justin Fields was doing at Ohio State? I don't honestly, and I might get some flack for this, but I don't think that Justin Fields deserves to be lower than Zach Wilson, bro. In terms of draft stock, you're talking about somebody who went to BYU and somebody who went to Ohio State and played the best of the best. You know what I mean? And did what he did. He played through. I mean, of course, they didn't win the national championship. But he did play through. Who won the championship this past season? I can't even remember. Who was it?
Bama. Bama won it.
It was Bama. That's right. Yeah, Bama did end up winning. But he played through injury for a lot of that college football playoff. He's an NFL quarterback, man. He feels like he's the most NFL ready to me, at least.
And that game where he threw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Dude, he stepped back. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback because it's obviously Trevor Lawrence, but he stepped back. Yeah. Flung that damn wrist. 60. That was his longest pass of the year in the biggest game of his career.
Right.
Dotted his receiver, and then it's over a touchdown. Disgusting.
Exactly.
Disgusting.
Goodness, man. I just don't see the hype in a lot of these other guys. Like Mac Jones, look, KLA Sports says it here, Mac Jones can move, but he's the Daniel Jones. He's only high because it's a weak class. Okay? I mean, fair. I mean, I don't see what Mac Jones is necessarily bringing you at the next level. You know what I mean? Because defenses are getting better and better. And it seems like nowadays more than ever, you need a quarterback who can go off script when things break down, when things don't go according to plan. Shout out to the Joker from The Dark Knight. You want guys who can actually make something out of nothing,
Yeah.
So, and I don't see Mac Jones being that guy. I just don't.
And I'm going to tell you this. I was at the gym today, running on the treadmill, and they had ESPN up.
Yeah.
Somebody from NFL, I forget what it was, but they said Zach Wilson is more NFL ready than Trevor Lawrence.
Did they really say that?
Yes. Stephen A. was talking about it. Marcus Spears, they were talking. I promise you, I know I was not seeing things. I hope somebody else was watching it too. I was like, what? Dude, Lawrence has been the locked-in number 1 since the year started.
I know.
It was the race for Trevor. And then, it was between the Jets and now the Jags. I was like, bro, what is going on right now? ESPN, do you guys need something?
Yeah, come man. I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot of funny business. And I say that, I use that term loosely. There's a lot of funny business going on. I don't know why NFL GMs are not as high on Justin Fields. Trey Lance, he's a different discussion. I like Trey Lance, but I see somebody in here bringing him up.
Like Josh Allen. He was from a small school. I mean, Allen came from – where did Josh Allen come from? Wyoming, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. Trey Lance, for me, I just feel like he gets hit a little bit too much when he does run. He's more of like a power runner. He's like a Cam Newton,
Okay.
Colin Kaepernick. He reminds me of those type of guys, you know.
Okay.
And those type of guys, they took hits, and you know how that goes.
And real
but,
quick, I want to have this conversation real quick. Like
sure.
K-Dog says, Troy Smith, Heisman Trophy winner from Ohio State. I'll go further. Terrell Pryor was like my favorite quarterback growing up from Ohio State. Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State. Can Justin Fields break that? Can he do it? Because it's not looking good for Ohio State quarterbacks just recently.
Yeah, that is the one, kind of stereotype about Ohio State quarterbacks. Like they don't, do anything at the next level. So we'll see if Justin Fields can break that curse. We'll definitely will. But we have a couple of super chat donations to get into here before we get into our next topic of the night. The first one comes from. Sure, we got a lot of comments in the chat right now. So thank you guys all for putting your thoughts, comments, concerns, everything's like that in the chat. But this one comes from Noelle. She just gives a purple heart. Thank you so much, Noelle, for donating to the show.
The best emoji out there. Let's just agree that the purple heart's the best emoji.
Yeah,
leave it at that.
Heart just turned purple. We have another super chat donation. This one's going to come from our guy. This one's coming from KLA Sports. Big shout out to KLA Sports. Always coming through. Always supporting since day one, man. He says, Justin Fields is the new mold of QB. He's a dual threat. He can throw the ball deep, has the arm strength. He's like Cam Newton, and he'll hurt you with his legs and his arm. Yeah, man. You need that.
I just hope these quarterbacks are put into a right system where the teams believe in them. I mean, look at Josh Rosen. What is he doing? Niners, like his third or fourth team. He was in the Bucs practice squad, now he's with the Niners, so we'll see. And then I see people say Cardale Jones.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the XFL team? The Washington something. I forget.
Defenders?
Yeah, the DC Defenders. Yeah. Legend. Fun league to watch.
It was, definitely. Me too. I missed that a lot. But yeah, big shout out to KLA Sports. Let's see here. Cardale Jones, famous XFL QB. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get into our next topic of the night. That is going to be... we're going to change gears a little bit. So we haven't talked about this in a while, but Deshaun Watson. That boy in trouble. I'm telling you. That boy is in some trouble. So the question tonight is Deshaun Watson done in the NFL? Has he played his last snap with the NFL shield on his jersey? What do you guys think about that? Sound off in the chat room, in the comments. With all the new developments, of course, recently we saw some of the accusers of Deshaun Watson actually speak publicly. We saw one lady, she was, saying how things happen with Deshaun Watson. And she seemed very emotional, and she seemed to be crying, things like that. Also, recently, apparently from Deshaun Watson's side, either his lawyer or him himself, news came out that, okay, there were some encounters. But they were all, quote unquote, consensual. So it's not a good look. And that's kind of like the recent news that's been put out. Alex, what do you make of all this? Do you think Deshaun is done in the NFL, or what do you think happens next?
I'll be honest, I don't want to get too much into it because it's just a really touchy subject. And if you watch that, I mean, my heart went out to the lady speaking because that was some real life stuff. I'm not going to and it was just messed up. And what I don't like people saying these girls are lying. And he's losing sponsors, which makes me lead to believe me that there's some truth behind this. Because you do not drop somebody. You don't drop these brand deals with arguably one of the top 5 biggest quarterbacks in the league. Yeah. I'm not gonna say he's done in the NFL, but his lawyer didn't make it any better for him. He needs to get a new lawyer. That dude went to school for all that time for what? So.
I mean, I don't think his lawyer is bad. I don't think he has a bad lawyer. I mean, his lawyer, he's defended a lot of he's taken on a lot of famous cases for a lot of famous athletes, Michael Vick being one of them as well. We're talking about Rusty Harden here. He's taken on a lot of cases for a lot of Texas specific sports athletes. But like you said, I mean, he's losing sponsors, and that is very concerning. That's very worrying because that means that, where there's smoke, there probably is fire,
Yeah.
And it's just really, like you said, it is a touchy subject because, of course, at least we're speculating there's been a lot of people affected by it negatively, and that's never what we want. But Deshaun Watson, I just think, like, my man, come on, bro. You're a multi-millionaire, bro. You're a multi-millionaire. Why are you even putting yourself in this position? This is my, sort of like train of thought with this. Like, why are you putting yourself in this position? Are you bored? You know what I mean? Like, do you need excitement? What do you mean? Like, why are you going on Instagram? Exactly. Why are you going on Instagram and hitting up so many different massage therapists? Like, is there some fantasy that you're trying to, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Alex, let's be real, right? Let's be real, bro. Let's be real. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Like, if you want excitement in your life, go befriend a rapper. Go be friends with Lil Baby or, somebody like that, or go have fun.
He's already friends with Travis Scott. He's already friends with him.
It's like, bro, you really don't have anything better to do in your free time. That's what really gets me. It's like you're really planning out. Okay.
And the fact the Texans supplied him with massage tables too. I mean, that didn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
They supplied him with this. I get that but why would he ask for that when look at the contract he has?
Yeah.
So, and what I really hope is that this is not fake, because it just looks bad on every other woman who's been sexually assaulted. Honestly, I don't want this to be fake, and I don't know how this is gonna play out. I really don't. This is a weird case. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
Yeah, I don't think that I have either. And let's see, I got KLA Sports weighs in here. Says, I don't think Watson is done because some of the accusations are fake. And Ray Rice was done after his situation, but Kareem Hunt got another chance. Watson will get another chance from talent alone.
Greg Hardy got another chance. And they made an example out of Ray Rice, and what they might do with Deshaun Watson is make an example out of him. If we're going to be completely honest.
Yeah. Because you gotta think as well, this is something where so many women are affected and so many are coming forward, and we don't even know if this is the end of it, the accusations. So with that being said, I think that going forward, even if this does sort of die down, but it does come to like fruition, or, we do end up finding out that some of those he did, do some wrong, I don't think they're going to let him back in the league, man. Public opinion and the way that social media is today, everybody's got an opinion, and those opinions, they spread like wildfire. So I just think that it would bring way too much attention to any team in the leagues, for their franchise quarterback to have these accusations built up against them that could mess with public relations and then sales, tickets, everything like that. So my short answer, I do think that if things continue to trend in this direction, where, okay, today we're finding out, he did actually meet up with these people and he had these type of encounters with these people. And then who's to say next week it's not like, one or two of them he's admitted to maybe doing whatever. You know what I mean? He's going to be done. There's still a lot of time left.
If one of them is proven, it's over. And what I don't want this to be either is just a money grab, because how that's just a spit in the face of girls whose voice didn't get listened to. Yeah. And the ones that if they are faking it for money, that's disgusting, because this is some real life stuff. I just hope that we get a conclusion, and I hope everybody that was disturbed from it, trauma from it, can just heal, because this is just something I've never seen before.
Yeah, you're right, and it's just, of course, in the U.S. Justice system, everybody is innocent until they're proven guilty. But
everybody has an opinion. I mean, let's be real.
Everybody has an opinion, for sure. Yeah. And the fact that this information is being brought to us means that, we're allowed to talk about it. That's just what it is these days. And the fact that we are allowed to talk about it is all the more reason why he probably is going to be done in the NFL, if this news continues to show up. Yeah. So Of course, we won't talk about that all the time. If news, big breaking news comes up. I mean, this is Deshaun Watson.
It's a very touchy subject for me. I get that. So
yeah, very touchy subject. But this is Deshaun Watson we're talking about here. He's top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And prior to this, we had no knowledge of him being, malicious in any sort of way, or we never questioned his character. So this is news to us. So that's why we talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. The safe room says I'm unsubscribing. You guys are disrespectful. I guess he said, yeah, something y'all are commenting on something you don't know is true. Disgusting. You're unsubscribing. Okay, cool. Peace. But thank you guys for joining and watching the Purple Rain podcast tonight. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next subject/question. We have a question for you guys, and Alex asked me this question earlier, so I'll go ahead and let him get into that.
So we all know Julian Edelman retired today. He got cut because of a failed physical, then retired. My question to the Rain gang, I saw it on Twitter: is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer?
Was Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer?
Did we bring up the stats too?
Yeah, let's bring up the stats. Let's bring up the stats. So we can get some context here. But the ranking, you guys see the question: is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? Comment down below if you're not watching the live stream, you're watching the replay. But if you are watching the live, put it in the chat. What do you guys think?
All right. So here's just some of his stats. Actually, they compared it to Hines Ward, but Edelman has 620 catches, 6,822 yards, 36 touchdowns, 1 Super Bowl MVP, 0 Pro Bowls. And then we can talk about his playoff stats too. Let's check this out. He had the second most catches in the playoffs, 118, 1,442 yards, played in 5 Super Bowls, won 3, and has a Super Bowl MVP. He had a touchdown pass to Amendola against us, which was on an illegal formation, but they won't tell you about that. Go-ahead touchdown against Seattle and the catch versus Atlanta. So, personally, no. If we're going to talk about just playoffs, Joe Flacco should be in it. I mean, Flacco literally had the best run of a quarterback ever and still stands to this day. Mahomes hasn't beat it. Brady never beat it. Manning didn't beat it. Ryan didn't beat it. Anybody who's been in there has not beaten it. So if we're going to base it off of just, come on. But no, I mean, Hines Ward should be in there. Torrey Holt should be in there. Derek Mason should be in there before Julian Edelman. Will he get there eventually, like you said? Possibly.
Yeah. Let's see. From the Rain Gang here, looks like we got Snipe Gang says yes. We got some no. We got more no. Not first ballot, says Hemo 4. Darius says yes, sir. He is for sure. Sure. I know before we went live tonight, I told you that probably not first ballot, you know, but the more that I'm thinking about it, the man had a Super Bowl MVP.
So does Hines Ward.
Hines Ward does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Hines Ward had 1,000 catches. Hines Ward showed up in the regular season too.
Okay, but what matters more though?
That's what I'm saying. So when Flacco retired, do we have a case for Flacco for Hall of Fame then? Because if we look at him in the playoffs, he was a different animal.
Yeah. But was he that different animal in the playoffs, consistently? Julian Edelman, multiple years where he had a direct, huge impact on that passing game in New England. And he was really one of those security blankets for Tom Brady, right alongside Gronkowski. You know what I mean? Just like how Rob Gronkowski played.
I hate to say it. Amendola, Wes Welker. We can just keep on going down their names.
But Julian Edelman, man, it was when you're talking about what? 2nd and 8, 3rd and 9. I don't know. And in the Super Bowl, everything's on the line. Everything's on the line. And you have Julian Edelman, the slot receiver, not the most athletic guy, but just route running on a tee, and just his chemistry with his quarterback. I think that's an underrated skill that nobody talks about. If you can have chemistry with your quarterback on that level, like he had with Tom Brady in their heyday, that's huge. That's huge, man, because that means that you guys are going to be on the same page more often and more big plays are going to be made. So I don't know. For my money, man, I could see why you wouldn't put him first ballot, but at the same time, I think I would have to go ahead and put him in there, man. I would have to, just for his playoff performances.
But there's just so many more receivers that deserve a nod over him. Chad Johnson, like I said, Derek Mason, Torrey Holt. From 2000 to 2009, Torrey Holt had 12,594 yards. Derek Mason had 10,481.
Yeah.
Hell, Reggie Wayne isn't in there. Steve Smith better be in the Hall of Fame. Sterling Sharp better be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many better players than him. Now, I mean, the playoff is great. I just feel if it's the Hall of Fame, I'm thinking about I'm not thinking about Julian Edelman as like the guy.
Yeah, I mean he's not like the guy. Like he's not like your bona fide possession receiver. Like all year long, you're gonna be able to rely on Julian Edelman. No, he wasn't that guy. Like he really saved the majority of his production for the postseason. And it's like as a receiver, the Patriots were winning games, guys. They were winning games, and they were blowing a lot of teams out.
Dynasty. They were a dynasty.
Yeah, they were. And they were dominating teams.
So
for a long period of time.
So Pro Football Reference, they have career similarity numbers.
Okay.
The most statistically similar players, Julian Edelman, who played post 1990. Might take you guys back with some of these names: Darrell Jackson, T.J. Hushmanzada, Terrence Mathis, Carl Pickens, Greg Jennings, Jake Reed, all had the same type of career as Julian Edelman. 0 Hall of Fame conversations. So. And then they compared it to Hines Ward, Donald Driver, Chris Carter, Anquan Bolden, Larry Fitzgerald, Derek Mason, Keenan McCardell are for Hines Ward. There's 2 Hall of Famers in that list. Yeah. There's just so many other people that deserve it over him. So we'll see. But I don't think he makes it.
It'll be interesting to see. I feel like I would not be surprised if the NFL gave him the nod, but I think he makes it, just not first ballot. Realistically.
If he makes it before Art Modell, I have an issue with that. I know it's 2 different things, but it's the Hall of Fame nonetheless.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we see you guys sounding off in the comments down there. It's a great
conversation going on in the comments. I love it.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Definitely see. Kayla Sports says playoffs do matter, but they do matter more, but for a Hall of Fame career, you have to be consistently great year-round, regular, and postseason. If that's the case, then Nick Foles is a Hall of Famer. I'm talking about multiple postseason performances. I mean, Nick Foles, but I get what you're saying, though. You definitely do have to be good the entire season, for sure. I agree. All right. Let's see. I mean, Sam Reed says absolutely not, and it's not even close.
Is there any other like players that have just kind of showed up in the playoffs? Like, I'm not obviously recently Hollywood Brown showed up, but like playoff Sammy Watkins. Like, what playoff guys to go crazy? I mean, Edelman did. I can't think of anybody else recently. Playoff Pitta was definitely somebody. I'll be honest. Pitta was different in playoffs, but we'll have to. And I see people sound off about Art Modell. I think Art Modell should be in the Hall of Fame no matter – I mean, the fact he was instrumental in playing in Monday Night Football. Yeah. Just because a couple of Browns fans are salty. Come on.
Yeah.
Give that man what he deserves.
Voight says playoff Marcus Peters.
True.
Yeah. All right. So – let me see. Anonymous says here, Hollywood Brown is the only receiver to wear number 15 for the Ravens to be named Marquise and score 2 touchdowns on Jalen Ramsey at night while wearing color rush jerseys. Hall of Fame stats.
Who says no? Who says no?
All right. Okay. So that was a good question. Thank you so much, Alex, for bringing that up to me because I never really thought about it, that way.
Good conversation. I mean, we'll see more as the days go on, but let's revisit on Thursday. When more stats come out, we can always talk about it again.
We will. But yeah, I think now we're gonna go ahead and get into our questions from the Rain Gang segment. Oh, real quick, what?
Anthony Miller, another question. This one.
Oh yeah.
So Anthony Miller from the Chicago Bears on the trade block. Would you take him? Yes or no? I know we talked about it. I said no. I don't. Once again, those fraud pages, those pages were coming, as they call on Twitter, the Mickey Mouse pages. You know, no, I don't see why I would be interested in him. And they're saying, oh, we could trade Orlando Brown for him in a pick. If I'm getting a receiver from Chicago, I want Allen Robinson. I don't want Anthony Miller. Casper, I'm there with you. D Money, I'm there with you. Chris, I'm there with you. Andrew, I don't think anybody wants it from the Ravens side. So I just want to throw it down to you guys.
Yeah. Definitely not looking. No. I agree with everybody else saying here. This is definitely not what we're looking for. Anthony Miller is not it. If we do want a receiver, to your point, we want Allen Robinson or bust. Nobody, so.
The big dogs.
Or give us that number 20 pick,
Why not?
But yeah, I think our general consensus there is no. Kaylee Sports says I would take him for a low price. I'm not sending Orlando, but he's a nice deep threat who can catch the ball.
Exactly. I mean, actually, I don't even know if I would want him at that point. I'd take Mooney over him. Mooney's shown me some promise.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think Miller fits. Let me check his height out because he didn't look too big when I was watching his plays.
Shout out to Snipe Gang Douglas as Purple Rain Podcast for Hall of Fame. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
K-Dog says, smash that like button.
Come on. What are you doing? We're at 77. We're one away from the goal.
Ooh, one away. One away from Orlando Brown. Please, somebody like the video. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's see. Gerald says Orlando Brown isn't going anywhere. The Ravens will draft their respective position players.
I hope he's right. I hope Gerald is speaking to somebody more higher above than us. Because, man, if we can keep him and Stanley, I think this is like the year that the Super Bowl window. Yeah. This year, we said it's AFC Championship or bust.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely agree there. All right, so let's go ahead and transition into our question segment of the night. Our first one here.
83 now.
83. Ooh. Thank you guys so much. Big shout out to you guys for liking the video. Also, if you're new here and you've been listening, you're enjoying the Purple Rain Podcast, it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's right. That button right underneath Simply AS10 there. It's going to be right underneath the video. Just hit that subscribe button. All right, let's see. We're going to kick it off here. Our first question comes from our guy Void. Our guy Void gives the first question. Would you take Justin Houston, Tamba Ali, or Ryan Kerrigan?
I mean, is Tamba Ali even playing still?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I guess Houston. I'm taking Houston, I guess.
I'm going to go Justin Houston. Yeah, I'm going to go Justin Houston. Let's see. Void also says, if you were an NFL player, would you be a preseason hero, regular season warrior, or a playoff prince?
Playoff prince.
Yeah,
but think about it. Look at Joe Flacco. He is so loved in Baltimore still just because of that one Super Bowl.
To this day.
If you can get that love to this day,
Yeah.
If you can get that love, I'm taking the playoff prince.
Yeah.
Preseason hero is basically like who was really good for us in the preseason? Tyrod Taylor, preseason hero. He was always showing out. Let's
see here. Have another question coming from Jonathan Washington Jr. here. It says, simply, what is wrong with the Bulls? They can't seem to get it together.
I mean, they were on a little winning streak, too. I don't know. I was watching the game last night. I don't know.
Zach LaVine had like 50 the other night, right?
Against the Hawks. Yeah, him and Trae Young were going back. I don't know. I really don't know. Pain. And I was watching like the 2017 finals today. Mm-hmm. Oh man, this is good. And then I watched the Iguodala shot. I was just getting back into the basketball. I was like, damn, I miss basketball.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the playoffs. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Whole lot of fun. Let's see. KLA Sports comes in with the next question. It says, from a non-Raven standpoint, which team is a great fit for Orlando Brown?
Easy. Los Angeles Chargers.
Chargers?
I think Chargers. I think this makes sense.
I like that. I think the Carolina Panthers are a really good fit for Orlando Brown. They already have a good right tackle. Why not get left tackle, plug in Orlando Brown there? You get protection for Sam Darnold, and then you still have a high pick in the first round. You can go out and
Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I don't know.
How can you forget about Run CMC? Come on.
Exactly. So, and they have a high pick where they can get one of those big name wide receivers to come in and make an immediate impact. So why not get, Orlando Brown to get that protection for Sam Darnold, who you are investing your franchise in now. So
I see we're talking about the preseason. What was his name? The corner. I think it was like Jalen Hill, I believe, from the Ravens. He balled out in like 2 consecutive preseasons and he got hurt, but he was so good in the preseason for us. See, I missed the preseason. It's just so much fun to watch.
Oh yeah. Man, when preseason rolls around, Purple Rain Podcast is gonna be we're gonna be so lit because we're gonna be so ready and excited.
People talk about Bryn Renner. I remember him. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah. Let's see.
Josh Woodrum. Wow.
Oh, I remember Josh Woodrum. Oh yeah. Hemo4 comes in with the next question. Says, when do you guys think Flacco is going to get the start for the Eagles because Hurts sucks? And will Flacco be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Man, you feel that strongly about Jalen Hurts? You don't like him?
I believe in Jalen Hurts. I've been believing in him.
Yeah, I believe in him. So.
But we'll see. They have a new coach, but I don't know. Yeah. I can't see him coming in unless he gets hurt. Jalen Hurts, that is. Unless Hurts gets hurt, so.
Right, let's see. NFL Prod says, Alex, you coming to that new Checkers?
I might have to. Building one around us. I might have
to. Click one says, not a question, but don't buy into Mac Jones hype either. He's a product of his supporting cast, just like an AFC North QB that plays for the Browns. Hope you like the Baker slander I slipped in.
Brown slander, I love it. Love it. I can always get down with some Brown slander.
And he's right. You got to look at these guys coming from Alabama. Alabama, they always have like the best organization. You know what I mean? Like they get the best players. So it's like whatever quarterback goes there. I'm not saying that any quarterback can thrive in Alabama's offense, but it doesn't take as much, for if you're playing for, I don't know, Oregon or BYU, for example, Zach Wilson's school, or some school like that, that doesn't always get the top of the line, cream of the crop prospects to surround their QB with.
Yeah.
Good point, Click One. Good point. All right, let's see what other questions we have in here. I think Adit Mahmood says, did you guys see the ending of the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I did not think Disney would go that far. If the show was rated mature, we would have seen more of the ending. I actually have not watched the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I am watching that show. I'm about 2 episodes behind right now, but when I catch up, I'll let you know, Adit. I will let you know. Let's see. Snipe Gang Douglas says, Waller or Pitts?
Gotta go Waller. He's proven.
He's proven.
I can't go. Yeah.
But I don't know though.
Pitts was getting compared to Waller at Florida.
I don't know, so bro. If you was Eric DeCosta and you had the choice to get Darren Waller or Kyle Pitts right now,
I'm picking Kyle Pitts because Darren Waller fought his demons in Baltimore. I don't want him to go through that again. For his sanity and for his health, I'm going to pick Pitts. Because you don't want to see somebody go down that road again. So I'll say Pitts.
I should ask you, all other things aside, to get a real answer out of you.
Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
Yeah.
Bro, I want to say Waller, man. I really do. Can you just imagine Waller, Andrews? Waller's contract is so team-friendly. And I know Pitts has that rookie contract, but Waller's already NFL proven.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that. Pitts will be cheaper, but Waller is NFL proven on a very, very team-friendly contract. I'll just leave it at that.
But Pitts will be cheaper, and he might have more upside.
You're right. I'm still rocking with Waller. I just want to see Waller back in the purple and black, too. Come on.
Okay.
It just okay. Hey,
I like it. All right, let's see what other questions we have here from you guys. Chat's moving pretty fast, guys. Void says,
we're at 90 likes. 90 likes.
Oh, thank you guys so much. Let's see. Our guy Void says, if you could go back in time, would you rather have Jimmy Smith and Ladarius Webb or Ike Taylor and William Gay?
Is our Steeler fan friend in here? Because I forget. Sometimes I forget how good Ike Taylor and William Gay were.
Yeah.
I mean, they did pick us apart sometimes. And they had Troy back there.
They did. But Ladarius Webb, man, he's
Webb was
one of
so
those underrated Ravens. Yeah, he's definitely one of those underrated Ravens. Just for the sake, I mean, I'm biased, so I'm gonna definitely say the Ravens plays Jimmy Smith and Ladarius Webb for sure. But yeah. Let's see, real quick, just referring to the last question we answered, and Graven says EDC is taking Pitts because he's cheaper. Hey,
man.
Yeah, obviously we know EDC, he likes to save that money for sure. I'm not mad at him. Yeah. All right. Don Shea Posey has our next question. Says, what game this year are you most looking forward to attend?
Either a preseason game or Week 18 against the Los Angeles Rams. I would love to go see that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, definitely would love to see the Rams game for sure. But I really want to go to a Steelers game. I want to go to either a Ravens Steelers or a Ravens Browns game. Because last time I went to a Ravens Chiefs, that would be dope. I would love that too. I would love that. All right. Let's see what else we have here. We'll take a couple of more questions from you guys. I'm so happy Waller turned things around. Yeah, us too, for sure. Let's see. NFL Production says, whatever happened with Lamar's big contract, is that still happening? Don't think it's going to be happening this year. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not too
sure. Andrew Sakara says, how do you guys feel about there being no preseason last year? I was upset, so we never got to see Bronson Reichsteiner.
Pain. I think he would have made a team easily. I think his tape was disgusting. He was just mowing down. He was fast as hell. I wish he made the team. He was disgusting. Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. You guys are in the chat talking about a flag football game.
Yeah, and Graven asks.
And Graven says, simply seems like a QB or a safety. Sutton seems like a receiver or a cornerback.
So he said, when we get the flag football going again, can we expect to see the Purple Rain podcast there?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Listen,
definitely.
I'm not a quarterback. I'm a receiver. I promise you, I don't know where I got the speed from, but I'll take it.
Man.
Give me a receiver. Give me slot. Call me Cooper Kupp.
I'm definitely going wide receiver or cornerback. He hit it right on the head. He hit the nail on the head.
You put me at safety, I'm like Jim Leonard for the real Ravens fans.
All right, let's see. Tyreek TV, big shout out to my guy Ty coming through. He says, if you had to leave the Ravens, who would be your next team up? For me, I would probably by default, I would be a Washington football team fan. I grew up in the area. My dad's actually a really big Washington football team fan. I would probably go with them. And I know my guy Alex, who he's going with, if he's not a Ravens fan anymore, he's definitely going to be going with the Lions.
The Rams, but Lions be close to at this point.
I'm just kidding, bro.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you know golf, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams.
With the Rams, I got you, bro. Let's see. Jonathan Washington Jr. says, Sutton, do you think Embiid has the potential to be more dominant than Shaq if he stays healthy? My answer to that is no. Because Shaquille O'Neal was dominant on a whole nother level that Joel Embiid, I don't even think he wants to be like that. Joel Embiid, he wants to play more of like a hybrid role. He's not like a back to the basket consistently type of guy. Nowadays he has a lot more in his arsenal. He'll face you up, he'll pull up on you, he'll give you a couple dribble moves and pull up on you, that sort of thing, which you love to see. But in terms of dominance, Shaq was low post dominance. He embodied that. Like, that was Shaquille O'Neal. If you were in his way, he was throwing you out of the way and he was dunking on your head. So, hey, I'm going to go with Shaquille O'Neal in terms of dominance. Let's see. All right. A few more here. Pretty Boy Swab says, do you guys watch the All-American TV show? I actually do not. I know it's about football, though. It's about football.
You're not watching the show? That's a first. Somebody.
Oh, see, here you go. I don't watch that many shows.
I got you.
All right, let's see. NFL production says thoughts on the Lakers and Nets game a couple days ago.
Surprising.
Oh, yeah, the Lakers
very
won.
Surprising. Yeah.
Yeah.
And very, very. I mean, by the amount, like 20-some points, I believe. Woo.
Yeah. I mean, I know Kevin Durant was on a minutes restriction. I know that Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie played. And then, of course, James Harden didn't play. Well, Kyrie played, but James Harden didn't play. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. I think that is probably, if both teams are healthy by the time the finals rolls around, I feel like that's probably our finals matchup. And boy, that would be a fun one.
You don't think the Sixers can take down the Nets?
No, I don't. As big of a Sixers fan as I am, I just in the playoffs, man, we just don't have that. We don't have that guy who, like, when you need a bucket, oh, this guy's gonna go ahead and get you a bucket. It's like Ben Simmons is not that guy. You know what I mean? There's ways to stop him, make him shoot. Joel Embiid, if he's on, he's on. If he's not, then he's probably not gonna be closing for us. Tobias Harris, he's good, but he's not gonna be closing for us either, man. And we just. I don't know. I feel like we were at our closest
when you got him.
That's what I was just about to say. We were at our closest when we had Jimmy Butler.
That's one of my favorite players. I think my all-time favorite basketball player, Jimmy Butler. Like,
All right, let's go ahead and move on here. Let's see. Void actually says, would you rather have Mutombo or Yao Ming? Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a good
one. I watched more of Yao Ming.
Yeah,
growing
that's
up.
what I grew up on.
But I don't know. That's a great question, man. I'd have to look at the numbers. I'd have to pull the numbers back up and see really what both of them did over their career. But in terms of just the type of player, they're very similar. Type of player, big, tall, lanky, shot blocking guys. Yeah, that's a good question, man. I really can't answer that. All right. I think so. Somebody said, yeah. Voice says, "Give me Mutombo." Jonathan Washington says, "Give me Yao." Yeah. Anonymous says he wants Iguodala.
If there was a flag football game, that would be the most lit game ever. I caught myself. That would be very, very fun. Yeah. I had to catch myself right there. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want you in a 101 wide receiver versus DB. I want you to take my ankles.
Oh, really?
I'm playing. I get cooked.
No. I want you to be wide receiver. I'm gonna be DB.
Oh boy, you probably be on me.
I'm gonna channel my inner Marlon Humphrey. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. So let's see. I think we have one more question in here. One or two more. Click One says, have you guys ever been to Perry Hall, Maryland? That's my hometown. I thought Simply went to Perry Hall High until he told us that he went to Franklin, which is actually where my father went to high school.
Wait, I follow Franklin Indian. How nice.
Mm-hmm,
yeah, I've been there.
I don't think I've ever been to Perry Hall, Maryland.
I think I played a football game there before when I was playing like younger. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Anonymous says Iguodala or Curry. I mean, what do you think? No,
not the Stephen A. Smith.
What do you think? All right, guys. I think that is going to go ahead and do it for our question segment of the night. Thank you guys so much for putting your questions down there and participating with that segment. And that's actually going to bring us to the end of the show. Real quick before we close out, more housekeeping things. Thank you guys all for joining the stream tonight. Make sure you like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Oh, man. You guys know. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it there. Y'all heard it there first. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for coming through and watching episode 42 of the Purple Rain podcast. Big things on the way, so you're going to make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram. You can scan that QR code up there. Follow us on Instagram. And yeah. Alex, you can go ahead and take us out, bro.
Thank you for coming to episode 42 of the Purple Rain podcast. That was a good one. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Talked about everything and anything. But once again, thank you to everybody who donated. Big thank you to our guy, Gerald Lawson, coming through. As always, we cannot thank you enough. I mean,
always.
It's just thank you for having such a huge heart. And we will see you on Thursday.
Yeah.
Till then, stay positive. Okay, he just said next time. No, we don't want no. You are good, Gerald. We're putting a limit on you. You have a limit now.
Right.
We're putting a hold on your card. But thank you for everything you've done. And as
Thank
always,
you so much.
Stay positive, test negative, and
most importantly, call God. We're gonna catch you guys in the next one, guys.